Alright, we're going to be watching Gobsmacked, who's playing D.Va on Midtown. This is Masters 5 on console. Looking back through this game, the thing that stands out the most to me are the battles. We probably could have held on first or second if I just saved it for extra life. Really bad discipline there, but something I can easily fix. Don't really need to hear much about it, as I already know they were really bad. Skipping over that, I notice I really struggle pushing and holding open parts of the map, like end of second and the end of third. Any advice here? I get that D.Va is going to struggle here, but I feel like I gave too much ground on third and we could have closed it out. Pushing back in felt impossible with the way my DPS/BAP were pathing. And it's funny because at the end you offered to buy me a coffee. I was already planning on doing a review anyway because I think, that Masters level D.Va game is fun to review. But happy to take coffee. Okay, so I watched through the first little less than half of this game. I actually think that you played really well overall. I was actually pleasantly surprised, and I think that overall, I think it looks good. I would probably expect you have a positive win rate on D.Va. Definitely of replays I see, I think generally looks good. Your first point, you basically make only two major mistakes. The first one doesn't cost you, and the second one does. And we're gonna kind of go over that. So, starting from here, you're going to be playing D.Va versus Rein. They're eventually going to switch to Ramattra. And for Reinhardt, they're going to be walking through here. As a general rule, I would not stand here. This is way too passive positioning for a tank, because you need to figure out what comp are they running. So, for example, if they're running Ball, Sombra, Tracer, you're going to play very differently than if they're running Reinhardt, Cassidy, Reaper. The first one requires you to worry about the off angles and the flanks a lot more, and the second one requires you to worry about them just running it down mid and killing you. So being in the wrong spot can often lead to just instant losses if you don't know what's going on. So I think it's perfectly fine to stand like here-ish, right? Like here, right? You could even stand here if you want, really passive. You could stand here and peek in the doorways if you want to, just make sure you don't get slept. You got some options here. Standing here is no good. There's no reason to be here. That's point number one. Point number two, what makes this even worse is that your team's going to be way out of position. So your DPS are playing this platform. At high level play, almost never does the team play here. The reason being is it's really hard to retreat from here. It's very easy to get picked off, and you don't have much of a defender's advantage because they can come through here, and they can come through here, and they can come through here. So generally speaking, right, the team here gets pushed out very quickly, and there's a good chance of a pick. So instead of playing here, which is a very aggressive, and if you get picked, you often lose the point, position, teams will usually just play here, right, somewhere along the street, high ground, etc., which is a much better defensive position. So, since your team is playing in a bad spot, this is objectively a bad spot for your Ashe to be, you need to be up here. Like, don't tempt your team into doing that, but if, like 5 seconds before the start of the game, I see my Ashes here, I fly over the top and I stand next to the Ashe. Not because I want to be there, but because I don't want my Ashe to die. And no matter how badly positioned my Ashe is, if my Ashe dies, I'm probably going to lose the point. So I need to try to keep my Ashe alive. My Ashe is going to try, this is Masters, right? The Ashe is going to try to live once they realize the situation is bad. I just need to buy them time with DM. So, game started. You notice that you still are playing way too passive. You're not paying attention. Like I can see that you know the DPS over there, and you're just not deciding to go with them. And then you're like, you're probably signaling like, hey, you should probably get back, which is the right call, right? They shouldn't be there. But at this point, they're committed. I would have flown over the top already, and I'd be here with boosters ready to DM. And you're gonna see they're gonna start taking some pressure here. The junk is gonna get crazy low. Right, super low. You DM here, probably save his life, and he gets in. The thing is, I'd be walking past the junk to go save my Ashe, because I can see that the Ashe is still out there. Right, the junk is now safe. Once he turns the corner, he's good. I gotta go save my Ashe. And you see how you're walking in. You're holding DM here, despite the fact that there's no way for the junk to get killed. Like these windows are not you can't shoot through them. So the Ashe is the only one in any danger right now. You gotta be out here saving your Ashe, and you see your Ashe is gonna jump over the top, and she's gonna get killed. Very preventable. You're going to win this fight anyway, but that's lucky. Okay? Stuff like that at higher ranks, you lose one, you almost always lose the point. Like, there's a very low chance that you're going to be able to turn that around. So, big mistake. All right, so from here, you want to play, in general, I noticed from your future position, you want to play here, which I think is good. So, the Reinhardt's in, and this is where is D.Va. I think D.Va is probably one of the hardest tanks to play because your positioning is very, very complex and even more situational than most other tanks because you have the ability to go anywhere, anytime. Right? There's not many tanks that can be here, or 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 here, and have all those potentially be the right call depending on the situation. Okay? Most tanks don't have that mobility, and most tanks do not have the ability to do something even if they were able to get there. Okay? So, as D.Va, this is tricky because you got to read every situation live. What I read here as a D.Va is this Reinhardt is way too far in. Okay, I can see here, right, C/here, that there is no one behind him. No one's even in sight. The Reinhardt's booking it to the point. What he should be doing if he was going to do this is he should be coming uphill to force us all off high ground. That would be the correct move, which would probably be game winning right now. The Reinhardt arguably throws this this fight because he goes towards point instead of up. Because if he goes up the stairs, there's nothing you can do to stop him. He's just going to kill your whole team. With your team here, like the Baptiste has no mobility, the Brig has no mobility, like mobility to get away from a Reinhardt, right? And the Junkrat's the only one who can possibly get out of this. If he just walks up the stairs with the Baptiste, like your whole team just dies. You can't stop him from going up. He kills or displaces everyone, and the fight's over. But instead, he's going to go towards point. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, a 5v4 is almost impossible to win, right? A 4v5, right? If you're the 4. But because the Reinhardt goes towards point, it allows your team to collapse on this DPS line, which is exactly what you should be doing. This is the correct call, which is let the Reinhardt go to the point. Even if he's capping the point, let him have a tick. Let him have 2 ticks. Who cares, right? Let him have 2.99 ticks, right? As long as the point doesn't get capped, I'm perfectly happy letting the Reinhardt sit on point so that I can kill everyone over here. So this is the correct call, which is just let the Reinhardt go. The Reinhardt is making a wrong call. He's a very, very bad decision on the Reinhardt. So one thing to note is whenever engagements start, that's when you really need to think about DMing at close range. So right here, everyone in the opposing team is going to pop everything they got, right? For example, the Ashe is going to pop Dynamite here, right? The Hans is going to pop Storm Arrows, the Baptiste is going to be shooting. This initial moment is often where DM is most important because people will get bursted down. So just something to note is that this is some situation where I would be DMing, not shooting here, just for the first second, and then look for who I can go after. So the Baptiste does this crazy thing. I think he maybe gets bumped by the Junkrat, but at any rate, the Baptiste is in your face. He dies. 100% he dies right now. I full commit to make sure this Baptiste dies. He's half health in my face. I just saw him use Regen Burst. He's extremely close to my team. You should be killing the Baptiste right now. But you decide to go after the Hanzo, which is okay. Now, the reason why I say this is okay is because the Hanzo is actually at half health, which is good, and he's away from his team, which is also good. But the problem is, once he's over here, your team can't see him, and the Mercy is going to be able to fly over to save him, and the Baptiste could conceivably save him too. And you'd be surprised at how hard it is to kill a DPS who's being pocketed by even 1 support, much less 2 supports. But if you're going after the Baptiste, the Mercy cannot out-heal that amount of damage, and your team can help you kill the Baptiste. That's the reason why I mentioned going after the Baptiste here instead of the Hanzo. It's not the worst decision. I don't think it's the best decision either. So you can fly over here. You pop the missiles too early, so you're going to notice you miss about a third of the missiles before you can get to them. Right? So you've already activated the missiles. Now you're way too far away. I would have activated the missiles until here. Right? Now I'd be popping it arguably a little longer. Right? So you kill the Hanzo instantly, partially because he just drops behind the corner. There's no reason for him to do this. Right? You see how he uses that dash? That's a mistake. Now he just gets gunned down and killed. But still, good. You got the kill. Great. Don't even worry about the Ryan. You have plenty of time on the clock, right? Plenty of time for the point. Don't even worry about it. Kill the Mercy, right? Why are you DMing? This is a bad habit I've noticed a lot, is that you DM at times kind of instinctively without thinking, does this DM actually block anything? Right? You hold the DM here, even though Reinhardt's Fire Strike is extremely telegraphed, so you don't need to worry about like it instantly hitting you like a Cassidy shot or something. So you don't need to DM reactively. You see the Mercy and you're DMing a Mercy who's running towards a res with her staff out. This is obviously unnecessary. You could have been shooting her already. You could easily have denied this res. You're going to go for the Mercy and get the kill. Again, notice that if you've been not DMing but shooting, she would have died before the Baptiste would have saved. Okay. Also note that I'm pretty sure... So, Mercy's going to see this Hanzo. She's going to see you dive, and you see she wants to fly to the Hanzo right now, but the Hanzo goes around the corner. If the Hanzo doesn't go around the corner, probably the Mercy saves him from you, at least for a little bit. So that's why I'm noting is that, again, going after Hanzo is a tough call, because a lot of times it's not going to work out. Anyway, Mercy gets low, right? Could have killed her if you'd been a little faster, but Baptiste gets lamp out. You go to the Baptiste. This is a correct call. You bump into the room. He doesn't have regen burst. Should be easy kill, right? Easy kill. Baptiste has like 31 health-ish, I want to say. 35 health, right? Just double melee here works, just shooting him a little bit. Why are you DMing? You have 521 health. You got to be attacking. You want to kill him quickly before he gets to the Mega, before the Mercy heals him, before he gets more cooldowns, like anything. You see his regen burst in 5 seconds, right? So finally you end up killing him, but this is the kind of thing that at higher ranks, you gotta be quicker. You have to understand, look, I'm committed, just kill the Baptiste. I got 601 health, I don't have to worry about demeching, I just want to kill the Baptiste out quickly. Right? Why you're DMing right now, no need to DM, could've just killed him. You also activated missiles despite you saw how low he was on the way in. Like at this point, you should see that he's incredibly low, you don't need missiles right now. Right? Just shooting him works fine. So you waste the missiles there. You hear the Rein, you go for the Mega, right? Did a good call. So you're gonna be trapped in here with the Rein. So, fun fact about Rein versus D.Va is Reinhardt does 90 damage, 89 damage a second. D.Va does 144 with her cannons, and she does 215 with cannons plus missiles for 2 seconds. So, that means you can actually out-damage Orion at close range. That's assuming you're not headshotting. Assuming you're hitting him in the head, you'll actually out-damage him. So D.Va trades better than you would imagine against Rein. The problem here is that Rein has a way better ultimate than you do. Shatter is like a million times better than D.Va Bomb is. So I don't generally want to trade like damage between the two of us if I can help it, because it'll farm up his Shatter really quickly, and I have nothing to stop his Shatter. I can't block it, right? And my D.Va Bomb is never going to get as much value as Rein Shatter is. So in general, I would not recommend trading, but if you have to trade, you can trade positively for sure, right, with even mediocre aim. Notice right now that if you had missiles, this Reinhardt will be nearly dead right now. Right? See, he's in the situation where he's like, oh god, I'm getting low. The Mercy's in here. My call here is you just leave him alone. Just fly onto point, kill everybody out here. Okay? Again, between shield and Mercy healing, it's going to take me forever to kill Orion. I'd rather go out here, help my team kill everyone out here who's not getting any help, because you kill the Baptiste, the Mercy's in here, so they have no healing out there. You fly out here, you kill both of these heroes in less than 3 seconds, and there's nothing they can do about it. Alright, so you're a little slow going for this plan, but you do eventually get out here, and then your team has killed everybody. You didn't do anything here, and then you're going to go clean up after this. One thing I would note here is that you did a good job killing the supports, right? Because when you isolate the Baptiste here, right? You isolate the Baptiste, you kill the Baptiste here, the DPS have gone to point, which is a mistake. They really shouldn't even worry about this and just worry about demeching you. The DPS here go to point, and the Mercy's worry about the Rein, which is fair, right? Again, you're going to win the 1v1 versus the Rein if you had missiles. Even without missiles, you can probably win the 1v1. So Mercy's coming to help you. This means without Baptiste, no Mercy, there's no supports on the point, which means the DPS are going to get poked down and killed. So like, you don't technically kill them yourself, but your actions lead to your team killing them, which is the correct call. That's exactly what you're looking for out of the tank. I think that overall, like, could have been faster reactions, could have been better mechanics, but I think overall, I think you played this correctly, and I'm happy to see that. Alright, so from here, you're just killing off the Rein and the Mercy. Yeah, I think backing up there is good, because you can make this fight take as long as you want, right? There's no way his team's going to get here to save the Rein, so whatever. Right, just chase him. Rein gets stuck here, great. You know, kill him. Again, another DM that was unnecessary, just kill him. Right, unless you see him winding up Fire Strike, don't worry about it. So you go out here, you're trying to get picks here. I understand this. I think it's pretty tough to get picks from this far away, unless you know for sure your team is ready to go. I think this is an okay decision. I would be careful about taking too much damage. But your Ash manages to get a pick out of Baptiste, great. And now we reset. Okay, so we're back in neutral. Rein's coming in. So you see now the Rein's playing a lot slower, which is the correct call. There's no real reason for him to be holding a shield here. Honestly, he's just charged to get the Ash off the angle. But this is good, right? Still good for you. As long as the Rein hasn't gotten in, you're good. Rein's not doing anything to create any space. You lose your Ash, unlucky. I don't think that you realistically could have done anything about this. Yeah, I think you just get, she eats like a... Yeah, this is why you don't jump, folks. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. I don't think that's your job to deal with at all. That's the Ash's fault. The Ash has consistently been playing out of position, but she also gets kills. So, you know, good with the bad. Once again, you're down in a 4-on-5 situation. You decide to dive in here. This is a tough call. I think that I personally would have played slow here, weirdly enough, even with the Rein charging out, just because I'm not so confident that I'm going to win this fight right away. I really want, like, my Junk or Baptiste to get some damage on someone for me to go in. Because the problem is, you going in here against 2 DPS, 2 supports, you can't kill anybody. There's way too much healing here, and they do a lot of damage. Ashe and Hanzo can both melt you very quickly. But I think that it would have been okay to play slow here. I think diving here is okay. It's pretty tough to predict exactly how this will go. Your hope is that your team turns and helps shoot the backline like they did last time right away. So you're going to get out here. Rein's going to retreat back. So great. Yep. Put damage. As soon as you see this Hanzo get trapped, you could have killed him. Note here about missiles is it felt like when you dove here, you did not want to commit to this fight, right? You see how you dove in a path and immediately got you up the window? I'm going to assume when you started that dive, you were not expecting to stay on high ground, or stay on low ground. In which case, I wouldn't have popped missiles there and saved it for a better opportunity. Because now, Hanzo gets trapped. Now, you can just walk down, pop missiles, and kill him. Okay? Again, 144 damage a second. Missiles is 215. If you're shooting him in the head to add another 144 on, that's like 360-ish damage per second. Assuming even mediocre aim, you're still looking at 300-ish damage per second. There's no way the 2 supports can heal him in time. He just dies, right? I think just flying in here, killing him, turning, DMing, and then walking away is good. The Rein hopefully should not have charged yet. Oh, he's gonna have it soon. So he could theoretically charge you out, but beyond that, I think the Hanzo could die there. As mentioned in your post, this is a bad bomb. Oh wow, this is even worse than I expected. In general, I don't think throwing bombs at the enemies is a good idea. I think throwing bomb when you have full health is almost always the wrong call. And the only time you should be throwing bomb to try to get kills is if you know they don't have the ability to get away. So open spaces like Dorado's second at the point, for example, are really good examples of like, hey, you can check things out there. King's Row, there are plenty of places where you can check bomb and there's like almost no way they can get away from it, especially if you force out defensive cooldowns. I think those are good chances to throw to get kills. The vast majority of the time, just allow it to be aggressive, okay? You have D.Va Bomb here, right? You could just drop into them right now, right? Try to push the Hanzo out, try to burst them down with your mech, get the kill, lose your mech, pop bomb, right? Get behind cover, get back in, you won the fight, right? You get the kill, re-mech, and you won the fight. But this is a waste. So you've lost 2, 3, I think might just be one person left now. Yeah, basically one person left, right, with the Ashe. I think at this point the fight's over. I wouldn't even try to fight these guys. I would just try to get out. But if you can't get out, just die on the point, and you know, it is what it is. You've lost it. All right, so you're gonna come out here. One thing to note is always, can I trade positively or negatively here in terms of damage coming in, coming out, or even close? The problem is most DPS do more damage than tanks do. Right? I've said virtually all DPS do more damage than tanks do. So you have to be very careful fighting DPS 1-on-1 unless you have a kill possibility. Supported DPS you can almost never trade positively against because of you just don't do enough damage. So right here with Baptiste and Ashe shooting at me, I don't want to take this fight. Right? Just no reason for you to try to stay here too long. I think that I probably would have even played like even back here and force the Ashe to jump up to attack me and then gotten ready. But like once they start shooting, yeah, DM right here, shoot the Mercy, right? You're at full health right now. Shoot the Mercy, shoot the Mercy, shoot the Mercy, shoot the Mercy. I don't know why you dropped. Right? You still have plenty of health. You could have done a lot of damage to the Mercy, potentially forced out Lamp or Regen Burst here. Unlikely to get a kill unless Baptiste is like throwing. Ashe gets low here, and then you can drop again. That Rein clearly was never going to hit you with that charge. So I think you're DMing here to try to see if your team can kill him. I understand that, except that there's nobody actually visible here. So the regen burst or grenades from Baptiste could conceivably have saved the Rein here, but I actually would have just shot him. At that close range, right? Remember, 215 damage a second, you would kill him almost instantly if you pop missiles there. I would have just shot him. Right? But at this point, he's not gonna get saved, so whatever. So from here, I would hear/see the Ashe up top. You're too fixated right now on looking at the Rein. Your job is to control this upper ground as much as you possibly can. Because you're like, oh, the Rein's low, and you're still thinking of getting the kill, you can't get the kill. That time, the window of opportunity for the Rein dying is long since over. Don't worry about it. Just worry about high ground. So this Ashe comes up top, uncontested, pow, right? Or Dragon gets a kill plus the Ashe. Right, window's going, yeah. Unfortunate Dragon angle. But I would have been going up top and re-challenging DPS, knocking them off. Even something as simple as going up, bumping them off, and then coming back down gives you surprisingly good value because it leaves the Rein out on an island by himself against the rest of your team with the window up. This is what you should have done earlier. You see the Hanzo. By the way, when you boosted here, I would not have turned off boost. Because you see the Hanzo to the right, their Hanzo's overextended, so I would have finished the boost over here, knocked him this way, activated missiles, and killed him. And you're going to see the Hanzo gets extremely low, 50 health down here, right? Brig gets the kill. As a general tip, you cannot bump Mercy out of res. Unless she's doing it from the max possible range and you come in at a perfect angle, your bump does not knock people far enough to prevent reses. So you kill her, great. Right, shoot the Hanzo, yep, do the best you can. Yep, DM, good DMs, right, just step out. Nothing you can do right now. You can't, again, can't train positively right now. So, look for opportunities. Again, think about who your healing is. You only have a Brig here. You do not have good sustained healing. Burst healing, great. Sustained healing, bad. I don't want to trade damage right now. I just need to retreat, get ready for the next phase of the fight. Right? Controlling high ground here is perfectly fine. I think standing up here is fine. If you want to retreat and give them that space, you could, but I think trying to control high ground is better. As long as they don't all go, right? If Hanzo, Ashe go up, I give it up. Right? If Hanzo, Bap, if two of them go up, I leave. But if only one of them go up, yeah, I'll fight them for it. Alright, so Bob's here. So only so much you can do about that. I would be looking while you're DMing up here, I'd be like, well, I look, because I need to figure out what's happening and how my team's reacting to Bob. If my team all just gets out of range, I don't need to worry about this. I need to fly out. If my team's trying to burst them down, which is obviously not happening, I need to help burst them down. But over here, the right call here was not to drop on the cart. It was to fly over here and help your Brig fight the Ashe. That's like the game-winning play, right? Fight the Ashe, come back, then stall cart. You have plenty of time to stall the cart before the end. I think dropping on the cart to fight the Rein is a questionable call. Though the Rein does get very low, but I don't think you knew that. I don't even know how the Rein gets this low. Is it a tire? Oh, it's a tire. Yeah, I think it's very lucky. I wouldn't even have thought of that. I think that the right call still would have been to go over there to help kill the Ashe and then regroup with the team. Alright, Rein here, right? You try to shoot him again. Another, you see that DM that you flash for no reason. Right? Like, why are you flashing the DM? He's not even looking at you. So, this is a bad decision, right? Don't walk to this side of the cart. First of all, it makes charges really easy. Number two, it makes it harder for your team to heal you. Three, it makes it harder for you to take cover, right? Try to play the ends of the cart. This applies to basically all tanks. Never walk to the side of the cart unless you know you're going to win this fight. Generally stay on the ends of the cart, especially on defense, where it's your job to kill time, not to push them back, right? Don't walk, yeah, see? Because you go to the left side, it sticks you in one narrow channel, which he can get an easy charge on. Right, he reads it, he goes for the charge. You could have flown out of that, by the way. Right, now you get super low. And then, yeah, this is where things get tough, because it's like, okay, what would I do in this situation? I think that things are very problematic. You're trying to fly sort of away from the room. I think I would have just chucked bomb here and tried to zone the Rein, right? I think that as I'm boosting, I chuck bomb, I hold jump and left key, and I try to get as much distance to the left as possible. The bomb is going to stop somewhere around here. Everyone's going to cover. Great. My team gets to burn the Rein down, and I get to remech. Because basically, the Rein has kind of burned you down a ton, and because of that mistake, walking to the left side of the cart, you're going to need to trade your ultimate to compensate for your mistake. Hopefully that makes sense as a concept, right? I made a mistake, so I get, but the good news is I have ultimate, which allows me to cover up for that mistake. So that's what I think I would do here. Getting stuck here with 71 health is kind of problematic. Again, if you throw the bomb early, they all cover. If you throw the bomb now, the Hanzo has the opportunity to kill you and then get behind cover, which is much more dangerous. Okay, a bomb getting chucked from here, the Hanzo's going to hide right away. He's not going to try to kill you from this far away. He's going to see the bomb, he's like, oh shoot, he's going to hide. Okay, but this close, he knows exactly where the angle, he knows, for example, if you check the bomb from here, the bomb might land in the doorway, right? In which case he has to go a little bit further to get around the corner. But right here, if you lose mech right now, he knows he's safe just standing even right here, so he can stay longer to try to get a kill on you. At higher ranks, people will always try to kill you in Baby D.Va form. I would note here, again, this Hanzo has enough time to take at least one shot at you. Right? See right here? Like, he can even stand right here, shoot, and then jump in, and he's probably still get away. There's, like, so much time. He has enough time to go over and get the mini. Right? Like, this is a lot of time. I hope you feel, like, how much time that is. At higher ranks, people will always be pushing the limit as to what they can get away with to try to kill you, so you can't remech. Alright, your team managed to kill the Rein, because again, Rein's out of position. The Rein's, in my opinion, playing very poorly. So, one thing I would think about is, I don't really want to play to the right here. Like, it's good Brawly setup because you get to do a lot of damage. The problem is that my issue here is not holding the stair. My issue is people getting picked from above. So I'd rather play here and have the Baptiste, Ashe, Hanzo, etc. focus me, throw in some DMs occasionally, and get ready to like save people and be a center of attention, versus staying here where all the attention is going to be on my team, right? For example, if an Ashe comes up here with damage boost, she's going to be shooting exclusively my team. But if I'm standing right here in her way, she's a lot more likely to shoot me and a lot less likely to kill my teammates. So it's like safe for you and like allows you to kind of get one up on the Rein, but it exposes your team to getting picked, which is problematic. Once the Rein gets up to here, I bail on this corner, right? I even would boost out of this corner or walk out depending on how much time I had. There's no reason for me to be challenging this up close like this. Remember what I mentioned earlier, which is you can trade positively with the Rein in terms of damage, but it's often not worth it because he gets ultimate faster. I would trade with him if I'm going to use missiles to do it. Right now, he has full health, basically full shield. I don't need to do this. Like, we're way too early in the fight for me to want to commit anything to trying to damage this Rein. I would rather just back up and keep all my options open for the next phase of the fight. And as I mentioned earlier, people get picked because nobody is there to kind of draw their attention. To be fair, the opposing Rein is also not doing anything. right? The opposing Ryan's not doing anything either, but the thing is, you need to play better than the opposing Ryan. You can't just cancel out the enemy tank. See? Again, if you are standing right here, even though you do a negligible amount of damage, and you just DM occasionally when it seems like someone's getting focused, or you hear somebody yell out behind you, that gives you better value than trying to just sit here with the Ryan. So you've lost your Ashe. The good news is the Ryan has made a lot of mistakes and is now going to die to Junkrat. You can go up to the corner, kill the Ashe. The aim there was not great. Actually, I want to go back and highlight the aim here. Right, this aim is like way off. I don't even know how that last one hit her. This Mercy's a fool. This will basically never happen at higher ranks. I have no idea what this res is, but Baptiste throws a lamp and somehow manages to save her. Also, Baptiste shouldn't have thrown the lamp here. Baptiste should have thrown the lamp like here or here to make it harder for your team to hit instead of just chucking it so far forwards. But either way, it doesn't look like you're going to kill her in time. Don't DM like that. Like, it's not going to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, this is not going to stop. Like, you just want to challenge at this point and force the Ashe to be like, get shot by you so she doesn't get a clean shot at your opposing team. You can even jump here to try to get in the way. You could jump on the card, shoot her. Like, you got some options here, but just DMing right now is probably not a great option. So you're going to notice here, she's actually going to kill their Junkrat. By aiming just up in the air. To be fair, your Junkrat should not be doing whatever craziness. Masters on PC doesn't look like this. This is truly insane for whatever is going on over there, A. But B, this is a good example of why I want you to get up into the Ashe's face, right? And then she can't ignore you. Because this distance, you see that she just straight up ignores you completely, does not care about the fact that you're matrixing, does not care about the fact that you're shooting her from that far away. Right? She's like, okay, cool. You're DMing. Alright, jumps up in the air. Right? See, like, she doesn't care about you at all. You're not doing your job as a tank at this moment in time to distract her at all. Right? Now, when you go in, like, now you pressure, now she has to focus on you. This is really important as playing D.Va. It's just like, am I doing enough damage that they have to respect me? If not, then I'm not doing my job. Yeah, be careful about trades here. Damage versus Mercy, or damage versus Ashe is no joke. You had the opportunity to DM this Dynamite. This one right here. This would have been a quick reaction, but I would like to see you get that. So, based on past experience playing with this tank, I'm going to assume the tank is going to overextend on the point, and I get the opportunity to kill the backline. So I'm looking for, hey, do I kill the backline here, or do I kill the tank? If all 4 people stay around this corner, I don't dive this corner. There's no way that I can win a fight behind this corner, and I'd be like, I'm just going to kill the Ramattra. So this is exactly what I think you should be very careful about doing. I think this is okay if the Ramatra's here. If the Ramatra's there, I don't like this because you're 2 boosts away, right? 1 boost to here, a 2nd boost to go contesting the card. I think this puts you too far away from the point. And once again, not contesting the Ashe, right? Like, all this stuff you're doing here, like, you don't hit anybody. You're sort of shooting the Mercy. Now you're DMing despite the fact that you're still at full health. You're not shooting anyone. And the Ashe, it's just going to ignore you, right? You fly up, Ashe totally ignores you. She does her job, right? Bow, pow, right? Great. Kills the Baptiste, right? And now she's like, okay, cool, now I'll shoot you. Only because she's dynamited, right? You're just not doing your job well in the second phase. I think you're having a lot of trouble figuring out what you need to be doing. To recap, if you're going to be contesting here, you got to be close enough to actually do damage to them. Or you could play here and help DM for your team occasionally and give them extra space. I don't think it's a great long-term plan, but it is a better plan than sitting here doing nothing. Or option 3 is understand the Ramatra's going to be out of position and try to kill the Ramatra. The Ramatra's not far enough along now that I would try that plan. But eventually, once he starts going uphill over here, like basically past this sign, drop and just kill the Ramatra. You can win the one-on-one against the Ramatra. So, with Baptiste dead, you sitting here doing nothing, like, I would recognize, like, I'm not getting any value right now, I just leave. I just reset right now, with especially how far the Ramatra is, just go and kill the Ramatra. You can't do anything here, right? You're just getting burned down. Remember, you lose your sustain once your Baptiste is dead. You gotta get out of here. Dragon's coming, I would look for where the dragon is. Another example of where you don't think about your DM. This Ramatra is punching you. DMs do not stop these punches. Why are you DMing at this moment in time? This is very bad. Missiles, reasonable time to use missiles. Unfortunately, use it with a pole in front of you. So, like, the pole is, like, absorbing, I think, like, maybe a third of those missiles. I would just walk slightly to the side of it, right? As soon as I'm healed up, I think, okay, what can I do right now? I can't go after Mercy. She's Valk. Valk Mercy is like impossible for you to kill. Ramattra here is theoretically killable, but in reality not. Unless I've seen Lamp here, I assume I'm never going to kill this Ramattra. Right? Between Mercy healing, Baptiste healing, I'm never going to kill this Ramattra. I just fly high ground, challenge the Hanzo and the Baptiste. That's my job here. Right? Deal with the two of them, force them, or three of them, force them back, whatever you need to do, then reset, go after and kill the Ramattra. Remember, every time you've dove the high ground, your team has been able to kill the tank without you. Okay? I think that's really good reinforcement about what you need to be doing. You can't kill the Ramattra right now because between Shield, Nemesis form, Baptiste healing, Mercy healing, he's not going to die. He's way too tanky. But if you go for the backline, even if you don't kill anyone, preventing them from doing anything, forcing the Mercy to, for example, heal the backline, that's way better value, and then your team can kill the Ramattra. So I don't know what you're doing right now. So okay, I think fundamentally the biggest issue here is your DM is not getting you much value. I would say that pretty much all game long your DMs do not get you much value compared to like high masters, low GM. So think about who this DM is helping right now. Okay, number one, you have two people on low ground. You have the Ramattra and you have the Baptiste. This DM is too high to prevent them from attacking your team. Okay, that's number one. Number two is you have the DPS on high ground. These are the biggest threat by far, and your DM doesn't go nearly far enough. It's like half the distance required to stop the DPS from collapsing on your team. So who are you DMing for? And no one's targeting you. So this is like a big mistake. Big mistake, right? This is a critical moment in time where like you could have been here, like DMing for your team and help keep everybody alive. Like you see the Junkrat's getting burned down, Baptiste getting burned down. Like window's up right now. If you were here, right, just DMing, like right here, prevent Valk Mercy, right, Hanzo, Ashe, Baptiste, Ramattra spam, everybody. You just stand right here, you DM for 3 seconds, massive value. Window goes up, your team murders them, you walk back on the cart. Instead, you're playing all the way over here, DM's not doing anything. You bump into the Hanzo, which should have been actually a commit to kill him. At this point, like the Hanzo's your best bet at anybody to kill. Then you decide to fly up and back around, probably because you're worried about the cart. Massive mistake. You do basically nothing in this fight. Right? Now it's way too late. You've already lost 3, right? Now or lost 2, like now you've lost 3. Now you're just sitting here. The team is ignoring you. Okay? I think this is a really good sign of like just when you're not playing tank properly. No one on the team cares about you at all because you're not forcing them to care about you. Like, think about it. You bump this Hanzo, right? And he's just like, okay, whatever. Right? Now he's going to shoot you because he gets behind the window, and everyone is ignoring. Everybody's ignoring you to use their window to kill your team. Because you're just not threatening enough in a variety of ways. Either A, DM here, B, challenge high ground, right? Or C, dive and kill that Hanzo when you had that opportunity. Right? You got a lot of options here. Doing this, what you did, is none of those options. Alright. I wouldn't even bother bombing here because I know there's 0% chance that we win this fight. Oh, wow. Except you win the fight. Oh, man. What the heck? How does this happen? This is a 5. This is a 5-on-2 right now. I have no idea how you win this fight. Ashe comes out. Oh, Ashe kills the Mercy right away. What is this Mercy doing? Oh yeah, she's just being foolish here. Yeah, I mean, I guess you turn this around. I don't think this works at higher ranks. the number one thing that causes the red team to die here is this Mercy just like has like a massive like brain freeze and just gives herself up. Right? So she's gonna stand here and she's gonna see the Ashe now. And despite the fact that she's already being hit by the Ashe, she's just gonna walk forward in a straight line and then drop in a straight line. And despite having GA open, like available the entire time, just doesn't pop it. So think about how long this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shots and she never uses GA or takes cover is insane. Like she could easily have just walked to the right here and he'll done everything and just stayed safe, or GA'd in if she really felt the need to. But just walking here, and she basically just gave herself up. I do not think that in most situations that this bomb would have been worth it. My take. You're gonna happen to win this one, but I don't think this was the right call. All right, this replay is gonna get super long, so I'm gonna skip forward a bit. All right, so looking at this point, it's hard because like without seeing how we got to this position, it's really hard to see like what. Like I have no idea how Junkrat got in behind them in this situation. But I think DMing here to keep him alive is the right call. You don't target anything while you're up there, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the lamp targets. You don't aim at anybody, right? You're just kind of shooting at the wall. You like sort of shot at the Mercy, but she's already gonna get out of there. You've lost the Junkrat. You need to reset. This like has to be a reset. You're gonna lose mech here, right? Now you forced out lamp because you didn't reset. Like this is a big time mistake. So I think this is part of an issue of like understanding how to play the map. And I do not have a Midtown guide, but Spilo, I never remember how to pronounce his name, does have a Midtown guide that you can look up really easily. But one thing to think about is you usually have 2 fights per point, okay? This whole area being 1 point. The first fight happens somewhere between here and here, okay? Like roughly this space is where you get fight number 1. Then after you lose that fight on defense, fight number 2 happens somewhere from here to here. Okay? That's your perspective is get 1 fight that happens from here to here. Okay? And then the second fight that's going to happen somewhere from here to here. At this point in time, once you've lost your junk, right? Your junk's going to die right here. Junk's dead. I leave, right? I can't win this fight without the extra damage from my junk. You're just holding DM here for no good reason. Like, I need to leave as soon as I have boosters. I don't want to walk to the other side of the cart. I want to stand right at the edge right here, keep as many people off of me, use the DM selfishly to keep myself alive, and then I want to fly away. Because I need to reset for fight number 2. We've already lost fight number 1. So, Baptiste is going to go out here. He's going to throw lamp, I think for you, because he wasn't actually that low. And this is bad that this is happening. It's a good job targeting the Ashe, understanding that she was out of position. Right? The problem is you're going to get debacked here. No! Yeah, this is tough because also Ramattra has Vortex down. But I would try to make sure that Ramattra kills me right now so that I respawn. Alright, so we're out here for fight number 2. When I see the Hanzo go here, I fly and try to boop him in. But either way, he's still killable right now. I would DM this, yep. Right, windows up. This is a really good example of why you use DM way too much. You need to keep DM ready for moments like this. They're going to have Bob plus window. You need to have full DM here to give your team as much time as possible to get out of this. Right? You should be here with like at least a half gauge DM, holding Matrix like right here, wiggling up and down to make absolutely sure nobody dies right now. Very lucky no one dies. Reminder that you trade positively with Ramattra. Ramattra does 80 damage a second in Nemesis form, 100 damage a second in staff form, right? He does more damage with his staff than he does with his punches, and they can headshot. So you can trade positively with Ramattra with staff or with staff or punches, but especially punches. You do almost double damage even without rockets, missiles. So don't worry about fighting him head up. The problem is when you start feeling that damage from the left, that's when you're messing up here. So you should have stayed, knowing the window was on the left side of the cart, you should have stayed on the right side of the cart, like right here. But you're going to see how you're going to poke your butt to the backside, and this is going to let them wreck you in the back, right? You see how fast you lost health there? That's because you're too far into this side. So spatial awareness is really important. If you just stayed on this side of the cart and just blew up the Ramattra, you trade that positively, great shape. But now you're super low. You're going to force your team to have to heal you up here, right? And now, instead of being full health, you're at 2/3 health, which might make a difference. Alright, visors popped. What's the correct move here? DM your soldier. I can see you trying to engage right now. This is a mistake, especially with Vortex down. Right? Right here, turn, DM, walk with the soldier out towards the team. That is the correct play here. Like, you're just not letting... Yeah. You're just not helping your team out. That's tough. And now you don't have nearly enough damage. Like, again, once you lose your Hanzo, it's going to be tough. But Reaper's here. It's a pretty good spot. I don't think you should do what you're doing right here, where you just kind of fly in and bump people for no reason. I don't think that's super high value. I would just have stayed here and burned down the Ramattra, right? Just stay here. Ramattra's so low. Just sit at the nose of the cart and just keep burning them down. I also think this is a reasonable opportunity to try to chuck bomb if you wanted to. So best possible bomb explosion would be right here, like where I'm currently situated. It is possible to throw that bomb, but it's very, very hard to throw that bomb. I think that you'd be looking at probably a 3/4 boost toss that's at like this angle, right? Release, and then it'll come down and it'll pop here, which would be a game-winning toss now that Lamp is out. It is very hard to do that toss on command, and if you mess up, then you might throw the fight. So it's up to you whether you want to try to do it at all. I might do it, but in this situation, knowing I'm already up a pick, let me back up. Whether or not I try to throw that bomb depends on whether or not I think I can win the fight without the bomb, because the bomb is a risk. Right now, I think I can win without the bomb, because we already got one pick and the Ramattra is low. I don't feel like I need to take a risk here. I think if I just burn down the Ramattra and then like force him from this angle, then take this side, force him off that angle, we just win. I don't think I need to toss the bomb here. Did you get a pick? I feel like you got a pick. Did it get rezzed? Oh, Rally was popped here too. Yeah, no one's doing anything with the Rally. Oh, you lost one. Yeah, you lost one because you lost a soldier. That's what happened. Yeah, so you didn't get a pick here. The opposing team has a pick. Let me reverse. Yeah, so that's a pick on the soldier. So yeah, at this point, right, playing this card, spawns are roughly equal now, but they're gonna have slower spawns because of, or actually you're gonna have slower spawns because of overtime. Actually, maybe it's on both sides. Definitely defense is slower spawns. So from here, I think that you're thinking about once a soldier is dead, which is a big mistake in itself. I think that you need to be throwing bomb. Like this is a rare exception to the rule because I don't think you can win this fight otherwise at this point. Once you're down now in a 4-5 situation, I think you really need to throw that bomb and try to get it to pop in a location that they can't cover on at a minimum this side, or this side of the cart. This side, if they crouch down, so be it. It'd be very hard if you pop the bomb perfectly, like right here, it should kill everyone regardless of where they're standing. But it's so hard to throw that bomb precisely, right? If you mess up, you might throw it too far, or it might pop like too high, hypothetically. Like if it's way too high, it might not kill people. Or like you might like hit the cart and have it send it off in a weird direction. There's a lot of possibilities of like what could go wrong here, including them just walking forward and killing you. But something to know, as I probably would. I think this is a situation where I would have thrown bomb. Just as soon as the soldier was dead, I was like, oh shoot, we need this because Ramatra's ulti coming. And now how do you stop Ramatra ulti? You can't. So now with Ramatra ulti popped right now, right here I leave. Once I walk to the right and I fly back to spawn because I'm no longer able to win this fight. I've already lost my soldier. I can tell the Ramatra's going to chase down my Baptiste, my Brig, and the Ramatra has ulti already. I'm not going to win this fight. This first fight, concede it, fight for second. No reason to try to force this fight now. Like there's too much anxiety here about the cart. You're not going to win this fight anyway, so you need to leave. And because you stick around, the Baptiste is going to stick around too. See, if you just leave right now, I guarantee you the Baptiste also leaves. But because you stick around, the Baptiste has to stay with you, and then everyone's going to die here, and now you're all just going to trickle in from here. Like, how can you win now? Everybody's out of position. There's no space creation. Right, now you're going in. Staggered, killed. There's nothing, even, like, it doesn't matter if you replace yourself with, like, a top 500 D.Va. You can't win this fight anymore. Okay. This replay is getting crazy long. So, instead of trying to analyze everything on attack, I'm gonna focus let's focus on third point. So it looks like the first 2 points went quickly anyway, so great. You take this space over here, which is okay. I don't usually play D.Va on this map all that much on offense, so I haven't really thought through where I would play. I think this is okay. I don't think that it's terrible. I think a better spot than here is actually here, but their team is here. So, but one thing to think about is once your team turns the corner, you could play this corner, force these DPS supports back, and then forces the Ramatra back as well. The problem with you being on high ground is you're too far away to deal good damage. Right? Like, you're not doing a lot of damage to the Ramatra, so the Ramatra can kind of ignore you and keep holding this corner. Exactly. See? The Ramatra, despite the fact you're shooting him in the back, just does not care. Because you're too far away to do damage because the damage fall off. You see how little damage you're doing? That means he just doesn't care, and he's going to hold the cart, and he's going to stall out your team. So you're too far away. You need to drop. Right? Drop or die backline. Yeah. Right? Genji's gone in. You're just not doing anything. This is too far away. This is way too far away to be shooting him. Like, look at how little damage you're going to do to this Ashe. that explosion is not from you. That's from like a Helix rocket. Yeah, that's Helix from Soldier. Like you're doing like 15 damage a second maybe against the Ashe. Like she does not care at all. Right, now you're gonna dive in. This is a huge mistake. You're already half health when you start this dive. Right, you're 424 plus dynamite, but it's gonna be another 100 damage on you. Why are you flying into them right now? Oh, and the Ramattra's over here and he's low. This is a mistake. Yeah, just overall awareness of the space is not good here. Now you need to die. Just die, right? Just die as soon as possible. Get mech back. No, you can try to. You've had so much time here. You could have just died and been back here with mech. Everyone's dead. And again, you couldn't do anything about that because you didn't have mech, and you didn't have mech because you didn't die. Oh, so you didn't have mech because you lost your mech, which is unnecessary. You can come back in. Another example where you're just DMing for just a DM. Like, there's nothing happening here. Just fine. Just release it. Just look around the corner. Use your body. Right? You don't need to always DM everything. So you have an opportunity. You see the Baptiste top right now. Like, it was very quick, but you saw him at the top of your screen. So I would have noticed that here, mostly because I wouldn't have been focused on the Reaper that much. I know it seems funny, but when I see the Reaper here, I don't really care. Because I know the Reaper's gonna Wraith away in like the next second or two. I'm never gonna kill him. So I don't actually care what this Reaper's gonna do. I 100% know that he can't do a lot of damage to me, and he's gonna Wraith away anyway. So I would have noticed when you panned over right there. Right? So right here, I would have noticed the Baptiste, and I would have snapped back and be like, okay, there's a Baptiste here. Shoot the Reaper, force Wraith, immediately dive the Baptiste. So what actually happens is you shoot the Reaper. I'd say your aim is a real problem as the game goes on. I think your aim's looked worse and worse as the game has gone on. I don't know if that's coincidence or it's fatigue or whatever, but I'm just noting that your aim has gotten much worse. Baptiste is still vulnerable right now. I would fly over to this corner and try to kill him when he drops. Right? I would fly up at him. He's going to drop. Then I would drop to this corner and try to blow him up. At a minimum, I want to force out Lamp here. So why, with 500 health, 560 health, are you taking cover right now? You see, the Baptiste is so out of position. You got to kill him. Like, that's got to be your moment. Oh, he even got hit by Helix. Yeah, that's tough. Like, this is a big opportunity. You kill a Baptiste here, you just win the game. Regardless, Lamp has been forced at least. So at this moment in time, window gets popped. I drop into this while holding DM, and then I walk away from the corner while holding DM the whole time. Remember, if Baptiste pops window, it means he thinks he's going to get a kill. So the best thing you can do is prevent him from getting a kill. And usually the kill happens in the first second and a half, 2 seconds that the window is up. That's the most important time to DM the window. So not DMing right away is rough. Note about DM. So does it go far enough? It does, but it doesn't cover the whole width. So anyone who gets to the right of this could potentially get down. So I think that's why I would drop here, right, and just hold DM like this, and then you're guaranteed to not have it be a problem. But Reaper's here, I would, oh god. I know you don't want to hear it, but we're going to walk through it quickly anyway. So there's literally no reason to be doing this. I would just flown away from the Reaper and just reset, right? Get your team back together, push through. This bomb is bad, A, because it's not going to kill anybody, and it's so obvious it's not going to kill anybody. They have so much time to walk away from the bomb. B is the Reaper's right next to you, so he can chase you down and kill you and use Wraith to get away from the bomb. C is your team's not able to follow up on this at all. So, like, all of the things are wrong right now. Alright, your team gets kills. So this is actually a pretty good position. You should be able to get it all the way, ideally. One thing to think about is don't kill lamps when people are not using the lamp anymore. But he's like close enough. I understand killing this lamp. I wouldn't have used missiles. It was pretty obvious he was going to get away. So, what's my job here? I want to track the Reaper. I want to prevent the Reaper and the Genji from getting kills. That's #1 priority here. The Ramattra is what it is. If I can fight him, I'll fight him, but otherwise, not really a priority. Use your mobility to your advantage. Reaper is going to try to sit up and take this path and get to the close route to get to the team. Deny this left space. It is not your job to hold this space. It is not your job to deal with this space, at least for now. Just preventing all 4 of them from doing anything on the left side, that's good. I don't want to step up though, because I can't fight 4 people and win. So play newsstand, right? Just chill, keep them all back, right? Ramacha's here, so be it. Card's still moving. Card's still moving. I don't need to worry about it. Just chill here. This is the moment where you've lost track of your Reaper. For the record, I've not seen the end of this game. But this is bad, okay? Because I don't actually care. I don't care about this Ramattra. He's not doing anything from here. Nobody's going to get killed by a Ramattra with a staff 30 meters away. Like, and the shield is too far back. This is like a mistake. So I just ignore the Ramattra completely. He's not doing anything. Genji over here, not a problem. Shooting me, not a problem. Reaper, mega problem. Massive problem. Reaper teleporting, big problem. This moment, if you just jiggled to the left and saw this Reaper, be like, okay, where is he going? I'm going to fly over to him. If I force Wraith, I fly over here, I use missiles, force Wraith right away, he races towards his team, dies instantly when he comes out of it to Zen. This is an easy kill on the Reaper, right? This is a big mistake by the Reaper, right? Now he gets Wraith, but the problem is he's much deeper in when he gets Wraith now, right? He's able to get here, which is going to allow him to get basically to the cart. Imagine that instead of here, he's only able to get to here, he dies. Right? Very clearly he dies if he can't get the full distance away. So it should have dealt with the Reaper, A. B, you're too far away from the Ramattra to do any meaningful amount of damage. You're also missing the Ramattra, which I would say is basically unacceptable for Masters. This should be like 95% plus tracking on a tank. You cannot miss tanks. At Masters and like you literally cannot miss tanks. Like this is really bad what you're doing right now, right? This is almost completely missing them the whole time. This cannot happen in Masters. So you're shooting the Ramattra right now. This is bad. I would say, A, it's bad from this distance. If you're going to be doing it, do it from here. I think that bumping him backwards to prevent him from punching your team is a reasonable thing. I think killing the Reaper here out of Wraith is also reasonable. Just activate missiles and kill him, right? Or force lamp, whatever the may be. You're going to trade your Zen for the Ram. The problem is they have short spawn, so not ideal. So you're going to fly off. I think you've decided that this fight's over because the blades popped. Yeah. Note that, again, if you'd been not here, but here, you would have stopped your Zen from dying, which would have been a huge difference. Because your Zen is trance here. Yeah, exactly. So, as I mentioned, this spot is not actually any good for when the fight begins in earnest. This fight's good. This spot is good for the initial posturing phase, where you're trying to figure out where people are going to go. Once the Ramattra is crossing to the cart, I fly over here and fight the Ramattra on the cart to prevent him from walking at my team. Right? The Zen's going to get pushed down by the Reaper, by the Ramattra, and then because you're not there to outbrawl him, he's going to get killed by the Ram. I understand the Zen holding trance here. I think it's reasonable because he knows Blade's available. Right? He's hoping someone's going to save. Like the Baptiste should save here, you should save here. Got a lot of options. You're late coming over, you're out of position, Zen's dead. Once Zen's dead, Blade's popped, Blade kills everybody, and now the fight's over. Alright, find DM, right? Shoot him, yep. Reaper's still here. Now, Reaper's still here, I know that he doesn't have Wraith anymore. When I get that shot, I realize the Reaper has to be here, and now I fly in like this, and I bump him into the room, and I activate missiles. Does that make sense? Because when he shot me right there, he made a mistake. Like, this is all fine. This is regular. This shot right here, I'm like, this Reaper dies. I fly in right away, bump him in, activate missiles, he dies. The team can't heal them through me. No one's going to be able to save him like at this angle. He has no Wraith, he dies in this situation. I think that's an advanced read, like that's probably like a GM level read, but I think that is reasonable for you to have recognized what had happened there. Because you saw the whole thing play out, right? Reaper's here playing close, right? Reaper pops Wraith, you hold missiles, which is great, right? It's good that you held missiles here because you knew that he was going to leave. As soon as he shoots you there, just fly on the opposite side and then bump him into the room and kill him. Killing Reaper there probably wins you the game. So, I don't think it's worth DMing all of this, because now you have no DM again. One thing to note is you have not seen ultimates from the Reaper for a while. So I would assume the Reaper's pretty close to ultimate, so I definitely am thinking ultimate for Reaper. I'm also thinking window here, because I didn't see window or Reaper ultimate Death Blossom in the previous fight. So those are two big things I need to have DM ready for. Don't just DM regular spam, right? 628 health, it's just the Ramattra just shooting the staff. Don't worry about it. Don't stop DMing this stuff. Don't DM this. Just shoot him. Just shoot him. Remember, you can out-trade him. Right. It's fine. I'm going to reset right now. So, do you see the Reaper here? You should have just left. left and gone after the Reaper. But at this point, you're taking too much damage. Just DM, walk away, right? Boost away, boost away, boost away, boost away. Right? You get way too low. You can get DMAC there very easily. Don't worry about the Reaper. You hear/see the Genji. Right? This Genji right here. This Genji. This is the guy. Shoot him. DM your Zen. Anything. Any of the options. No. Like, I can see you constantly looking at the cart. Don't forget about the cart. Just get kills. It's so important to get kills. Like, people have to die here. Does Genji dash in? I feel like he dashed in. Yeah, exactly. So, in the game, I also would have heard the dash. When he dashes, he must die, right? Force deflect out, then kill him. Right? This is a mistake. You're just DMing. Oh, Reaper's ultimate gets popped. Okay. So, Genji's over here. You see your soldier, right? Super low. Fly over, DM him, DM him, DM him, DM him, DM, DM, DM. Oh, man. I honestly don't think this is really a positioning issue. Like you said, like, oh, the open maps. I agree, that actually is a problem. But the problems I'm seeing right now don't have anything to do with positioning. I think you're just not doing the right things at the right time. Right? So not tracking Death Blossom, not immediately flying over to DM your soldier. Soldier dies, Reaper kills, and then, yeah. Like, I don't think the enemy of Ramattra is playing well, to be very clear. I don't think the enemy of Ramattra is actually doing anything that's causing your team to lose. The problem is you're getting equally bad, if not worse, value here, which is really unfortunate, because I think you played super well on the first point and reasonably well on the second point. And I think that the rest of the... and it looks like you played well in first and second on offense. Obviously, we didn't watch it. But I think the third point is, like, really a big mess on both sides. Okay, so, in summary, I would say, number one, you need to get more value out of Defense Matrix, right? Consistently, you are low on DM. You're not thinking, what ultimates or abilities should I be tracking? And instinctively helping your teammates when they are vulnerable, especially when they are popping ultimate. I think that's one of the easiest times to get massive value, just flying over people like Genji Blade, Visor, right, Overclock, etc. Just fly over and DM them, okay? Like, if they pop ultimate, they think they can win the fight with it. So trust in that and fly over and DM them, because it's very unlikely you're going to get better value than just keeping them alive. So number one is just generally, DMing people when you don't need to, right? DMing people who literally can't even get eaten by attacks that can't get eaten by DM, like Ramattra Punch, right? Yeah, better DMs, number one. Number two is doing a better job tracking the enemy DPS. I think this is a fair statement to say, especially seeing the Reaper kill your team at the end there. Doing a better job tracking the enemy DPS and focusing more on the enemy DPS versus overemphasizing the tank and or standing in places that are not helpful, which falls into number three, which is a general positioning issue of understanding, like, where do I need to be? Do I need to be pressuring the sides? Do I need to be peeling the DPS? Do I need to be out-brawling the tank? And again, I think at first and second point that we saw did a really good job of that, making the right calls. D.Va's very hard, though, because you have so many of those calls that you have to make in a game, and it really breaks down on third point, where it felt like you didn't know what to do other than sit on cart and try to move it forwards, which is not using, like, half of D.Va's kit. Right? You got to be looking for the burst kills. You got to be repositioned constantly. You have to be DMing teammates, right? None of that stuff you're doing. Like, when you're standing right here just shooting people like 15 meters away, massive waste of your time. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.